this is how we're going to make the friendship bracelet for the 2018 Rams cross country team. So first what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to separate the colored strands with the same colors on opposite sides. You want the dark blue on the outside, and then you want the light blue, and then the white strings in the center. And then we're going to start tying our knots. So for this bracelet, we're making a chevron pattern that's going in like this. So in order to do that, first we're going to start on the right side. We're going to take these two strings together and we're going to tie the knot with the dark blue strand, because the dark blue is going to be the first stripe. So to tie the knot, we're going to make a 4 shape. It's like a 4 with the tail pointing towards the center, and then we are going to pull the tail through that loop. And then we pull it tight. And all the knots we tie are double knots, so we're going to do that again, making the 4 shape, pulling the tail through the center, and then we pull it tight. And now we're going to go, now that knot has been tied, and then you cross that blue one over the strings that you just tied the knot around, and now we're going to start from the left side. So we're going to make the 4 shape again. This time it's going to look like an actual 4, because we're going to once again have that tail pointing towards the center. We're going to pull the tail through the loop and pull it tight. And then we're going to repeat that knot again. Remember, every knot we tie for this friendship bracelet, it's going to be a double knot, essentially. And now we're left with the 2 blue strings in the middle. So we're going to take the left one again, and we're going to tie the knot around the other blue string the same way that we just tied it around these 2. And now we have completed our first stripe. And now we're going to separate our colors out again. So we're going to make that light blue was next. So as you can see, we took the blue ones and we tied knots around these strings and then the other blue string, so now that one is in the middle. Now we're going to do the same thing with the light blue. So we're going to bundle these 2 together, and we're going to make the 4 shape. It's backwards on this side with the tail pointing towards the center, and this is on top of these 2 strings. We're going to pull it through the loop and pull it tight, and then we're going to tie it again. A trick for pulling it tight, the second knot, when you pull it tight, you want to pull it onto the other side, and it'll make the knot look a little bit nicer. Now we go back to the other side. We have our light blue string and the other 2 bundled together, making that 4 shape, pulling it through, pulling it tight once, and then the double knot. And then once again, we're going to tie the knot with the 2 middle strings. So the 4 shape, pulling it through, pulling it tight, and a double knot. So now we have our first 2 stripes. It might be hard to see, but we've got the dark blue and the light blue. Now we're going to separate the strands out again and repeat with the white. We're just going to keep doing this pattern until we have reached the length of the bracelet that we want it to be. We go. Now it's in focus. So we've done the stripes, dark blue, light blue, white, and now we're going to keep going with all the other colors. So we're doing dark blue again, then light blue again, then white again. When you think your bracelet might be long enough, you're going to want to measure it around your wrist and make sure to include the length of the loop. So this one's long enough. So you're going to want to make sure, measure it, and include the distance of the loops. This one is just long enough for me, maybe even a little long, as you can see, because when we tie it, we're going to tie it through the loop. So to finish tying this bracelet off, you're going to take the end of your bracelet, tie an overhand knot, pulling all of those strings through, and you're going to tighten that right at the end of the bracelet, right where you finish tying all those chevrons. And once you have that pulled tight, you're going to put it around your wrist. You're going to divide these strings in half. It's about 3 and 3. And then you're going to take half of these and put them through this loop. And then with these strings, you can just tie a double knot or a triple knot. And maybe get a friend to help you. So that's how you make this year's friendship bracelet.